Hi everyone, I'm Julie Schiffman, and today we are tapping to help you to release hip pain. If you have been suffering with hip pain, regardless of when or how it got here, you have come to the right place to address not only the underlying emotional component to what might be contributing to it, but it also might help to explain why it's been so difficult to heal. Before we get into tapping, I am sure I don't have to tell you how painful it can be to walk around and have free mobility and to climb the stairs and exercise and all those things. And I'm sure it's extremely frustrating. The hips are truly what keep you grounded and centered in your body. And when your hip or both your hips are out of alignment or in significant pain, this can throw everything off. If your hips are out of alignment, you might feel it down your legs, in your knees, and your ankles, or even in your low back or pelvic region. Some things to consider first before we start tapping. You want to identify where the pain is. So is it in the right hip, the left hip, or is it on both sides? You also want to identify how intense the pain is for you, 0 to 10. 0 being no pain at all, and 10 just being through the roof. You may want to write it down so that you can come back to it later after we tap and see if there's been a reduction in pain or discomfort. So if you want, go ahead and grab a pen and piece of paper. You can pause this video and come back to it again. So the other thing I want you to think about is what are some of the emotions around the pain and discomfort that you have in your hips? Your body is always speaking to you. So what is it trying to tell you with this hip pain? And how do you actually feel about it? Perhaps you have some fears about moving forward in your life or about making a decision that will require some changes for you. Do you have some resistance to change that might be happening soon or that are needed to happen and you can't really pull the trigger on it? All good things to notice and identify. Or maybe you're having a hard time standing on your own, so to speak. According to Louise Hay in her book, You Can Heal Your Life, she suggests that hip pain or an imbalance is often caused by an inability to move forward in your life or having difficulty making difficult decisions. Does any of this sound like you? I have also found that when working with clients who have hip-related issues, this is very often a common theme. So pay attention to your own life and see if any of these particular things apply to you. As always, please remember to take responsibility for your own emotional and physical well-being and reach out to a tapping practitioner if needed. Please also note that this is not intended to take the place of medical attention, so be sure also to reach out for medical advice if you haven't already. And remember that it's important to be as specific as possible with tapping, so please feel free to change any of the words that we have here. This is just a general tapping script, but feel free to change anything to help it suit your own needs. And now we will start tapping. So tapping on either side, the right or the left, whatever you're comfortable with, just repeat after me. Even though I have this pain in my hip or hips, I love and accept myself anyway. Even though my body is really speaking to me with hip pain. I accept all of my feelings about this. And I'm ready to let my hips heal. Even though I'm feeling frustrated or discouraged, hopeless, maybe even scared. I don't feel stable in my body. I'm open to accepting myself and my body. And I'm open to healing now. And we're going to tap through the points, so just follow along. This pain in my hips. I have pain in my hip or my hips. Maybe it's a sharp pain, a dull ache. It grinds when I walk. Maybe I hear it clicking. I feel it in the front of my hip, maybe the sides, the backside. Sometimes the pain may shoot down my leg. I'm not feeling steady. I'm not feeling sturdy. I'm feeling unbalanced, stiff. My body is speaking to me with hip pain. And this may connect to pain down my legs or my lower back, my pelvis. This pain in my hips is unsettling for me. It's so hard to walk, to sit or stand still, climb stairs or exercise. My body is speaking to me with hip pain. Maybe I'm carrying some emotions in my hips. I release and let go of fear in my hips. I release and let go of anger in my hips. I release and let go of hopelessness and helplessness. Powerlessness. I'm letting go of resentment in my hips. Releasing guilt and shame. Discouragement. And fear. All of these emotions I might be storing in my hips. I also might be carrying beliefs and limitations in my hips. Perhaps it's been hard to make decisions in my life. Maybe I've been vacillating about moving forward with a job or a relationship or a new chapter. Something that might impact my life if I make a change. I'm open to being flexible in my life. I'm open to having balance in my life. Perhaps I have fears about getting older and what that means for me. I'm open to moving forward in my life with grace and ease. I'm open to feeling safe and secure in my body and in my life. It can be scary to move forward. But I'm also tired of being stuck here. I am tired of the pain and discomfort. What if I can feel safe now? What if I can feel secure in moving forward? Secure in my body. Standing on my own 2 feet. What if I can have things that I can look forward to as I feel better and better? I'm releasing others' expectations of me and all of that pressure. I'm standing on my own 2 feet. Standing on my own. And even though that might feel scary, I am moving forward. Feeling supported and sustained by the power of life. I am moving forward towards what feels right in my life. I am secure with who I am. And I'm setting myself free. I'm releasing all of the emotions and all of the beliefs that no longer serve me. I'm relaxing my hips, relaxing my hip joints, finding peace in my hips as my hips support my body and my life. Tap your wrists together and say peace. Good. Take a breath in and then breathe out. And just see how that feels. Go ahead and rate the pain level in your hips. Did it improve? Did it take the edge off a little bit? Do you feel like you have maybe a little bit more movement in there? Even if it dropped 1 or 2 points, you're doing great because you've increased probably about 10 or 20%. And it means that you're moving in the right direction. Did anything come up for you while tapping? Any thoughts, any memories or emotions? Be sure to go back and tap as much as you might need to around anything that we talked about or tapped around today, because you might need to go back and do it again. Remember to be as specific as possible when tapping. This is just a guideline to help get you started, and we want to help to tap you into some sort of relief. So let me know how this tapping benefited you, and if it did, please feel free to like this video or leave a comment, share it with somebody else. I'm always grateful for that. It can always help somebody. Thank you, and keep tapping.